Let's go, let's move side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move side to side, let's go. Let's go! Let's go, let's move side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move side to side, let's go. Let's go, let's move side to side, let's go. Come on, everybody, bring it in.
Get peace of mind knowing what's coming next when you're listening. Turn off shuffle to tune into playlists and albums from start to finish, all while enjoying uninterrupted music listening. Discover more ways to stay in your zone with Spotify Premium. Tap the banner to learn more. Take the guilt out of your listening pleasures by indulging in what you love with Premium. Download and listen to ad-free music wherever your day takes you, so it's even easier to tune in to what you really want to hear. Get 1 month of Spotify Premium free. Tap the banner to learn more.
Hello everyone, today is the restream of CBS versus PEG. Unfortunately, we were unable to do it live, so we're gonna have to rebroadcast it. And today it is Tucky casting along with, maybe you can introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Swede.
And where are you from? Which team?
Boris, lost to Boris.
Nice. And yeah, we will be heading straight into the game. As mentioned, we do not have the draft, so we're just going to try and call out some of the bands as we start out here loading into the game. Off the bat, we see a little Vayne in the bot lane, along with Annie, looking for some potential all-ins at some point, certainly.
Yeah.
A little Mordekaiser top lane into Axon. Oh, that's going to be an interesting one. And TF into Ari.
I think the Vayne might struggle a bit early, since with the Ezreal outranging. But I mean, if you have if you can hold them at range and not get poked out, I think you can still do fine.
And an early invade here by PG. Trying to get some early vision, drop a little ward on their red buff. Trying to figure out where the Cho'Gath is going to start out. I'm not too familiar with Cho'Gath jungle, to be honest. Like, I don't know how he does his clear, how healthy he is, how fast, so I'm curious to see how this plays out. But he does have two very strong laners that can probably easily cover him if he does get invaded. So that's going to be interesting to see how Rek'Sai chooses to play early game.
You have the obnoxious action in the top lane, who will bully the Mordekaiser to living hell.
I suppose both will be starting top side. I wonder if Cho will start Raptors or Red. Looks like it's going to be a Red start.
Mm.
Yep.
Is this the... This is on the patch with Rek'Sai buff is, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, Rek'Sai is really strong in this patch. Or I think so, at least. Axel doing a little bit of early trading on the Mordekaiser. Oh, Vayne baiting out the little dash from Rakan. A little bit of trading going on. Nothing too fancy. Looks like they are trying to play for the level 2 here. But it looks like the Ezreal Rakan is going to get the prio. Breaks down the early invade, trying to deny the Cho'Gath. Okay, we see an engage here by the Cho'Gath, trying to catch out the Rakan. Lipscat with the follow-up. Do they continue to chase? Lipsy can maybe do Flash Charm here. Maybe he doesn't even need to. Might just be first blood. Oh, easy first blood for the Ahri.
I see the mindset of the Oath.
More engage here already. Potential first blood. Is the Ignite gonna finish him off? Ooh, barely not. Well, that's gonna be interesting for how top lane plays out now, considering he's playing Ignite and Mordekaiser can TP back. Should help him out a bit. Some more trading going on in the bot lane.
I think it was a good idea to try to deny Raptors, but a bit of overgreed. Going in and trying to challenge the Cho'Gath with prio from Ahri in lane.
It's what we were talking about earlier, right? With laners being able to cover for their relatively early weak jungler. We do see both junglers being bot side right now. Looks like Cho is gonna head down to try and do the scuttle, while Rek'Sai is trying to catch up in CS after being caught out. Do you have any predictions for this bot lane here? We do seem to be hovering around this a lot. Do you think there's going to be any early fightings? Looks like Cho'Gath is headed down for an early gank, but so is...
Depends if...
Oh. Early fight. Okay, we see Little Sprout going really low. Annie going very deep. Does manage to trade it out. Vayne gets the kill. Ashford gets the kill back. Vayne has to blow both summoners, try and get out. The flash forward by the Cho'Gath misses. And Vayne gets out safely. Oh, Rek'Sai here with the counter gank. Can he get on top of this? Where he does. Cho'Gath could be in some troubles here, but they choose not to pursue. Okay. I mean, overall, both jungler and bot lane from CBS blows all their CDs and gets a 1-for-1, whereas the Annie still has her flash from that engage, so could look to do some things here later on.
It's good. It went good in the end, 1-for-1, but I think it was an overgreed from the Annie with trying to go in when she only needs to play safe with the stun.
That is true. Oh, we see a little engage here by the Rek'Sai, trying to catch out the Rakan, trying to get a nice mission. What's your thoughts on them trying to go for such an aggressive play? I mean, they do have the Vayne, right? Like, trading 1-for-1 early may not be that bad to just try and get some early gold on the Vayne.
Yeah, I think it's... With the setup, I think you just lose if you overextend and use your defensive stuns and stuff on a potential kill. When you can hold them defensive and probably get more.
That is true, that is true. We do see the Cho still being a little bit up in CS after the early shenanigans the Rek'Sai tried to do. Mid lane is up a little bit in CS, but Ahri did do a little early roaming too. Maybe lost a bit of CS on that. Rek'Sai denying some visions, and we still have a focus on this bot lane here. Just trying to farm it out, both being relatively even in CS. I am curious how to see if this top lane works out. I mean, he did go Ignite, so he's unable to return to lane if he does get chunked, but he's still up a significant portion in CS.
I am surprised that he's going for the AP TF after the recent buffs and builds that the TF players have been cooking.
True, true. Are you thinking of the AP with static or just the regular AD on hit with Triforce and similar?
Yeah, the Triforce TF that has been roaming around in Korea for most parts.
I mean, I think the problem is with the on-hit, the AD-TF. Oh, we do see an early engage here. TF comes down. Does get locked up. Vayne here with a potential kill. Does get knocked up by the choke-out. Ezreal picks a kill on the TF. Does go down. Rakan gets taken up with the Rek'Sai. Vayne gets a kill on the Ezreal. There's a lot of fighting. I can't even like follow up. There's so much going on. Ahri and Cho'Gath running down to the bot lane to try and clean up the situation, but it looks like they should be able to shove this in and reset, unless... they should be able to reset off this, unless Lipsy finds a creative pick. Okay, a lot of stuff happening here, but Vayne definitely getting the early lead here, and a little bouncy. Ezreal certainly also keeping up nicely with a 3-1 score, and both of them with the early bounties. What are you thinking of this early game so far?
I think it's looking, except for the Vayne still having played really well in the fights and being mostly even with the Ezreal. I think it's been playing out most that it should.
See the TF here getting caught out a little bit, being forced to pop his ghost as the Ahri lands the charm and Rakan follows up. Oh, Rek'Sai almost catching out the Rakan, but gets away safely. I mean, this... Oh, more potential engagement, but no.
But as
You see the Rakan once again catching out the Rek'Sai. Ahri follows up with a charm. Looks to be a safe kill here. Nice. Easy pickup by Lipsycat. Maybe he can do more on the TF. Oh, getting down the TF low. He's gonna go for it. No. Decides to not flash forward. Plays it safe. Rakan roaming down to bot lane again to try and help out the Ezreal, who's been playing relatively safe into this Annie-Vayne matchup. Just trying to hold up in CS, but it's going down a little bit. Oh, Vayne going forward here, trying to play aggressively. Dodges out on the knockup. Annie with the follow-up down on the Rakan. Ezreal going low. Vayne going low. Dodges out on two-shot barrage. Kiting back, and trade going relatively even, although Vayne is very low from this, so has to watch out. Dashes forward a little bit more trade on the Ezreal. Let's probably look to reset after this.
there is a lot of fighting left and right. Not even we're not even getting a breather here. Well, we see Rek'Sai looking top.
Yep, does look like there's a lot of aggression. Oh, but the dash forward by the Axon looks like the Ignite's gonna finish him off. Can he get away though? He can. For the easy solo bolo in the top lane. Well played by Yasuo.
The easy solo bolo here in top lane.
Old flash forward. Exhaust on Ezreal, and Vayne picks up the kill. This looks to be a double for the Vayne. Nice, well played. Flash forward by Cho'Gath, gets the knockup. Does he get the feast? Nope. No feast, he ends up trading 1 for 1. TF gets a little gold back from that. But Ahri will be able to shove this in and deny a decent amount of gold and experience from this TF. Maybe Rek'Sai can come mid and collect it. Vayne choosing to stay here for the plating. Should be looking to back soon. With a big bounty on his head. Already 450 gold.
Well, now looks like bot lane is going really well for Peg so far. The Vayne getting Fandle, all the kills and gold.
What do you think that they have to do to try and win this game in terms of composition and where their strengths lie? I mean, Vayne is known to be relatively strong into tanks like Cho'Gath and whatnot, but do you think that this Cho'Gath, or sorry, this Mordekaiser is going to hold up against this Axon? He looks to be having a tough time. If you were Rek'Sai in this game, what would your goal try to be?
I would...
see some early fight here again. Cho'Gath looking for the knockup. Potential line Annie is going low. Rek'Sai with the follow-up on the Ezreal. Ezreal is going low. Vayne going forward, gets knocked up by Cho'Gath. Ezreal is taken out by Rek'Sai. We get top fight as well at the same time. Lipsy looking for a fight here, trying to catch up with someone charm, which he's caught out himself. He's flashing away, a little panic flash. Still taken out by the TF. And overall, a good fight by PG, catching out Lipsy, catching out the Ezreal. Mordekaiser somehow staying fine up in top lane.
Peg is playing good defensive play with Lipsy going way too far in the back line.
A little too eager, perhaps. And we do see early endurance here by TF. By the Ahri. What's your thoughts on this? There are certainly a few builds you can go on Ahri. You think that's the way to go this game?
I would probably believe so, since there is not a bunch of HP stacking on the side of Peg, so you would rather get the one shot on Vayne.
So if you think here, Ezreal gets taken out by the Vayne Annie combo. Now we see the TF catching out the Axlan, getting a little greedy in the top side. All the meanwhile, I think Drake was picked up by PG as well. And now we see the Annie being a little overextended, potentially being caught out here. I believe she's gonna pick that up. Yeah, sorry. There's so much stuff going on this game. We can't keep up.
Plays happening left, right. Dragon gets started, gets into a team fight. TF is top and gets himself a fast kill on the action.
You see the Ezreal going on with the Essence Reaver build, while the Vayne is going for the Kraken into looks like a Triforce Vayne, based on what he's got so far.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be the Triforce. I am not super familiar with ADCs since I'm a mid laner, but Triforce is really strong on this patch, so I'm not surprised that Vayne is one as well that decides to build it.
I think my only surprise is the Ezreal going for the Essence Reaver over something like Triforce. I mean, in this game they do have a good amount of damage and with Triforce being so strong, but Lichcat trying to do a little catchy on the Rick side, does manage to take him out. Can they catch a TF? You do see Ezreal getting taken out with the Vayne getting a double kill on the bot and taking out both Ezreal and Rakan. I mean, this bot lane by CBS is having a hard time with the Vayne being 8-0 now. It's gonna be very hard to deal with, and I don't think it's gonna be an issue for him to take out the Cho'Gath going forward. Although this Mordekaiser is gonna be struggling a bit here. Maybe Aksan looking for another dive potentially, with the Cho'Gath catching up.
I think so. It's gonna be.
Oh. Do we see a little feast here? Oh, he gets ulted by the Mordekaiser, and he just gets feasted upon in a 1-for-1 trade. I suppose, all in all, that's an okay trade for him. But he is down in CS by almost 70 CS with another wave crashing in, Lichcat shoving in, and looks to reset.
I think that dive could have been played a bit slower, but the Mordekaiser R would have probably come out either way.
Certainly. Yeah, it was a bit of a risky play, but from your point of view, like, I mean, at this point, this Mordekaiser is very far behind, and if they keep denying him, he's going to be relatively irrelevant.
Yeah,
Do you think it's worth at this point trading Rek'Sai, Cho'Gath for Mordekaiser to deny some more CS?
I feel this game will be if CBS can hold tempo in side lanes compared to if the composition of team fight.
Engage here. Rek'Sai getting called out again. We do see Vayne picking up to kill on the Axon, trying to kite it out, but Ahri is managing to take him out. A little knock up on the Annie. TF potentially looking for a little stun card. This Cho'Gath is low, flashes on the turret to safety. Lichcat is there to play. Does look for the kill on the Annie, and wow, just one-shots the Annie. TF tries to follow up on it. Okay, pops the ulti to try and see if he can follow up. He does have a stun card. Cho'Gath is going low here. Does get him with the Q. Goes for a creative ulti back into the lane. Try and catch out the Ahri, but Lichcat is onto the plan. Now we're just seeing the Ezreal farm in bot lane. Maybe this Mordekaiser can pick up some CS.
And there you see the power, the small power of Fedda Ahri with the Ludens.
Did just completely annihilate that Annie, who is choosing to go for Leandris. I guess I can see that, a little bit aggressive, certainly.
And I believe this game will be mostly if you could protect the Vayne on Peg's side, with probably Mordekaiser wanting to holding Mordekaiser close to R that Ari away, so Vayne can freely teamfight.
True. You do see PG trying to grab the scuttle. Might be looking to set up for a Herald at some point. We do see Drake spawning relatively soon as well. PG trying to grab some prime mid lane, and it looks like CBS is just trying to regather after a reset. Lich Head is going a little bit low here, with Drake spawning soon.
We have a Drake in 6 seconds spawning.
We do see the Recon engage onto the Vayne. Can he outplay it? We do see that. It's not. Wow, okay, that did so much damage. Did not expect that at all. Vayne gets taken out. A big shutdown to the Axon. Meanwhile, we get PG starting up the Drake. Looks to be securing it. It's their second Drake. And a follow-up engage on the Cho'Gath. Let's see if they can follow up here. TF just barely not in range of the stun card for the team to being able to catch up. See knock up by the Repel on the TF. Ezreal. Ari catching him out of position. Can they catch out the Mordekaiser? Rakan trying to follow up here. Can't see who's in this ulti. Looks to be Rakan's being... I don't know if he's going to live this out. It's going to be a close one. Just barely gets out of that ulti for Mordekaiser, and now CBS is going to punish him. They get mid-turn as well.
It seems like a bit of greed, miscommunication from Peg, with Vayne being entirely on the top side alone. As the strongest and squishiest member, I would say, on Peg's side.
I mean, it is a known syndrome that once you get fed on Vayne, you know, you're the king of the world, and you're going on solo missions to single-handedly win the game, you know? It's a known syndrome that I know Shrip was dealing with too. We do see the TF ulti mid trying to catch out the Vayne, or Ezreal here, doing a little bit of damage, get him chunked down. I would like to see PHE with the pressure now, with both Cho'Gath and Ezreal being low, trying to set up for the Herald. Now the Drake is gone.
Yeah,
Does look like... Sorry, go ahead.
I think it would be a strong thing to set up and get the tempo on the Rift Herald. I think their strong suit right now, if they can have the priority on objectives, so they don't need to run into the composition of CBS.
Now we see the TF roaming down to catch out the Ari with the stun card. He does get the follow up. Oh, he just gets annihilated in the attempt. Mordekaiser is there. Rakan is trying to do the follow up. We see the Cho'Gath trying to go forward here, be the bruiser front line. Can they catch out the PG? They take out the Annie. Mordekaiser being a little bit out of position here. He's forced to flash away. Axon with the long dash around and catch him is out of position. And now CBS in a strong suit to just start pushing bot lane. Only Vayne really left to defend. Instead, just choosing to try and go mid lane, as CBS is doing a hard push bot lane.
Good play from Peg trying to catch up the Ari, but CBS was fast to respond and punished the flash forward from the TF, deleting him in process.
I was very surprised that he went for that flash. I think he could have maybe just continued running, but nonetheless, CBS choosing to maybe overstay a little bit here. Doing some trading back and forth, but CBS is looking to do a little reset. And looks overall like both teams are settling with a reset, as the Rek'Sai is trying to do some stuff up top lane.
Yeah, right now we're probably gonna go into people just trying to set up vision and rotate minions wave so they can get out.
Little charm on the Mordekaiser turn came out a bit by Lipsy. We do see a catch here on the Annie by the Rakan, but PHE is trying to do a little collapse here. Cho'Gath forced to flash over the wall. Lipsy trying to dash away. Do we see any final engage here by PG? No. CBS is managing to escape just barely. Okay, but they are moving back down to try and contest some vision here.
Now I don't know who hit the Blastcon, but beautiful Blastcon launching the Rek'Sai away from the knock-up.
Drake is spawning relatively soon. But
Yeah.
once again, another reset after having set up some vision from PG.
Yeah, you have a lot of vision from the side of Peg, and they can just reset and come back with fully wards and whatever items and components they can get their hands.
This Ari is looking pretty scary at this point with the Ludens double large rod. I am like certainly an aggressive build, and Lipsy is known to be one of the carries of CBS, certainly, along with Yasuo, who's now up in the top lane. And looks like they're just playing it slow here, nothing yet going on. Just trying to fight over vision. TF's doing a little reset. Could be looking to do a follow-up here with his ulti potentially. Oh, Annie being hit by the Cho'Gath knockoff. And a charm, and boom, she gets taken out immediately. Peg just not really there to support their support.
Looks like Peg tried to go for prio mid, and Annie just didn't back up in time with the team. Getting caught in
No man's
this
land.
case.
Yep. And we do see CBS getting that Drake. And only really Baron left on the menu at this point. But unless we get like a full-on team fight, I don't think that's realistically going to be started by either team at this point. Axon doing some adventures here, trying to be a little greedy. TF for the stun card. Oh, and he does get caught out by the Vayne, condemned into the wall.
Giving a
shutdown on the Vayne. Oh. Oh.
Yeah, Vayne getting...
Ooh, no, Vayne gets caught out by the charm. Good charm by Lipsycat, completely destroys the Vayne. But we do see the stun card onto the Ezreal, follow up by the break side. Stun card onto Rakan. I don't think either is at risk here, they should just be backing out. Wow, that was an interesting aggression by the Vayne, certainly. With flash up, seemingly.
Yeah, the Vayne getting a shutdown and then being a bit trigger happy from getting all that gold.
Yep, that is a known feature of playing Vayne, certainly.
And CBS punishing the side of Peg. Now we're gonna have to see who can get Vision and Prio on the Baron side.
I think CBS should be able to do something here. I think TF should be looking to reset somewhat soon. He has been stuck on these two items for a little while now. It seems hopefully a little Lich Bane or something coming out soon. But Peg manages to clear some control wards.
Yeah, Peg clearing some control wards, trying to get that Prio, and Fog of War advantage.
Oh, and he flashed over the ball, knowing that she was just simply out of position, with her team just not being there to follow up on anything.
Yeah, we can see on the map Action going on a bit of an adventure down below, seeing if he can get the flank or group with the team.
Looks like we have this Cho'Gath just being out of position. The Vayne just completely destroys him. We get a knockup on the Ezreal by the Brick side. Vayne just following up on it and takes him out. Boom, 2 easy kills for the Vayne. I mean, I'm not quite sure what the thought process was there, because the rest team of the CBS were just not there. They were towards the bot side jungle, and now we have Peg just settling for, or trying to stop for Baron. It's going to be interesting to see here if CBS can try and do something. Baron already going down to 40 HP. Rakan with engage does a nice charm and Q on the TF. Vayne is looking to do something here. Rakan being super low. Axon still there, maybe taking out Lipsy, and he does. Vayne getting another shutdown. This is just the gift that keeps on giving. I mean, they're just handing these shutdowns back and forth, and it's good to see.
Just Moonshade doing his best Uzi impression from RNG.
It is good to see. Already with 3 items on the Vayne, 13, 3, and 6. Certainly popping off, being the strong carry of Peg that they need him to be. I am curious though, it does seem like that CBS wants this Axon to simply just run bot and get like bot lane prior and force more members to move down there. It's what they seem to be, what happened before leading up to the fight where Vayne called out 2 people, but I don't know. What's your thoughts on this game? Like, do you think Axon should be splitting or should
I think the job of Action is mostly trying to split and caught members in squishy members in rotation.
Oh, we see the ulti. Oh, but he just gets completely destroyed by the Axon. Tried to dodge out on the ulti by ulting himself, but was not enough, unfortunately. Little stun current onto the Rakan, but TF is a little out of position here. He does get chunked down and flashes out. See the 2-shot barrage going a little wide, but Annie is definitely out of position here with the Axon just catching him out and one-shotting him. Wow, the damage there is getting quite impressive.
Yeah, Annie being out of position and Action knowing that Action is in the bot lane somewhere, being able to rotate. I'm surprised that they're getting caught like this.
Yeah, this Annie has been on some adventures for sure.
Yeah.
We do see CBS trying a little fancy shenanigans here on the Vayne. Do get the knockup, but the TF follow-up. Is this a Uno reverse card? Vayne is trying to catch out the Axon and he does go down. Now with the follow-up stun card on the Rakan, and it does look like Peg can just run them down at this point. With the Ghost active on the TF stun card. He is dropping really low. Oh, Choga fade flashing the wall. Very unfortunate. And we do see another CBS member go down. Overall 3 for null trade.
This might be a Baron right here for Peg.
Certainly could be.
Seems like all of the members of Peg are rotating for Baron right here.
With a Vayne at this point should be relatively easy to take down, but CBS are headed over. A little Ezreal and Ari, maybe they can do a little lucky steal, but it's just going down too fast. We get Baron on Peg. It's going to be interesting to see what they can do with this. Oh, but this Mordekaiser might be a little overextended. Are they going to try something here? No.
Yeah.
Looks like Mordekaiser gets to back out safely.
And right now it's all about, can CBS lock down the Vayne?
Oh, we get the flash into it. Wow, that TS got... I mean, this Axan, I don't know. I just don't expect it every time. They just do so much damage. It's crazy. Completely destroys the TF. I don't think he expected that one either.
And looking at the Action build, I'm not used to seeing, even from the Action players I've seen, going IE instead of the newly reworked and buffed Rageblade.
Yeah, personally, I'm not that experienced with that champ myself either. I don't really know. But I know certainly that he's an annoying champ to play against and has a surprising amount of damage.
Yeah, Action's on-hit passive.
We do see a little engage here. Rek'Sai getting on top of the choke. Vayne is there, so he will just be completely shredded. CBS needs to be there, and he just gets taken out. Lips kept trying to do a little charm at wall, but does not hit anything. Rakan manages to back out safely. Once again, it's just CBS seems to be caught out of position a little bit, which is not really in sync.
Yeah.
Tries to push in with Baron buff, of course. Oh, Lipsy almost hitting that charm. Does chunk the TF to down to 50%.
Yeah. Lipsy on the side right now, having Spirit Rush available, being a threat. Oh,
we see an engage here. Vayne is being focused here, but is still... Oh, just barely gets taken out by the Lipsy Q. That is very not so great for Peg here. Can they maintain the Baron push without their Vayne? They do seem to just be backing out. Our Lipsy is also just playing it safe and not trying to do anything fancy with the flash. Oh my goodness, that Sun ulti. Once again catching out the Annie, just completely destroying them. Cho'Gath trying to be a little fancy with the Predator.
yeah,
Trying to catch the TF out, but
huge damage with the action R plus execute. Just deletes the Annie. Surprised here not seeing a Rylise on the Annie build here, going straight for the
More damage.
Morello into probably death cap with the large rod already in bot.
I'm not really too familiar with what the alternative builds are and if there are any like more supporting builds and whatnot, but
You have, from I have understand what I have cooked is, you have two kind of builds mostly. It's the burn version that's a bit more tanky with you just go full on
the end.
Leandris, Rylise, slows and let Tibbers do all the work. Or you have the one-shot version where you build as much damage as possible. If it's Ludens or Leandris, it both works, but you often do try to get full magic pen.
Now we do see Peg trying to fight for some vision around this Drake, while we see the Axon of CBS kind of like hovering around in the top side jungle of Peg, but is matching now and roaming down.
The Recon ult just used.
That is a big cooldown and will make it harder for them to catch up the Vayne, which is their after. Oh, we get a big pick on the TF, gets absolutely destroyed by Lipsy Cat. Now we see a little knock up here, choke up being focused by the Vayne. Let's see how long it lasts. Can't even follow up here, like Lipsy Cat going down by the Mordekaiser. There's too much going on. And we see the Ezreal being chased here by the Rek'Sai. Vayne is catching them all and they're so low HP, just barely sniping on the choke by the Rek'Sai Q. Yasuo trying to make some fancy plays, but the Vayne managed to take him out. Vayne still 1 HP. Can the Ezreal take him out? No, we get a double kill from the Vayne. I mean, what a messy fight. It's, with the Mordekaiser ulti and everything going on, I just can't even
TF getting caught, looking like Vayne was allowed to free hit from the back in the bush. Lipsy getting dragged into the realm of Mordekaiser straight when came out from Sonya's.
And at the end of this fight, they do get the inhib mid and also a free Drake, while Baron is going to be respawning relatively soon.
Yeah,
I'm surprised the outcome of this fight, considering TF was picked off at the start, and yet they did still win this fight pretty hard, all in all.
The Anne is done with the Rek'Sai knockup, getting the core CC members on CBS, I believe. Now the question is if Peg can take this advantage they just got from the fight and get prio on the Baron, or if CBS is gonna get to rotate first here.
Certainly. I mean, this is the issue right now, right? A lot of the gold is sitting on the Axon and Ahri, and they are really strong right now, whereas the Ezreal is struggling a bit more. You see, in this particular case, both Axon and Ahri having 6k more gold than the Ezreal. And the Vayne sitting on casually 21,000 gold overall. I mean, at this point, oh my god, TF just being caught out yet again by another Lipsy charm. I mean, he's really been hitting a lot of these on the TF. Little bit questionable persisting potentially also with the lack of vision and just being caught out again. And now I can't really see them contesting this Baron without their TF, but another charm yet again and more CC. I mean, he just can't move.
Yeah, the Vayne having all the gold on Peg for the most part, making the game look even in gold.
Alright, we do see CBS once again starting up the Baron with low charm on the Annie, already dropping them really low. Recon with the follow-up engage. You see Mordekaiser trying to ulti the... I can't even see what's the ult thing. We have Vayne going a little bit low here by the Axon. Let's see if he takes him out. He does take him out. Now we just have Mordekaiser left against the entirety of CBS, with Rek'Sai left alone.
Yeah, TF coming up, the fight being a 4v5 advantage for CBS.
And they do secure Baron as well. I mean, I'm curious how they go about it now, because with the Axon, with Baron, we'll probably be looking to just split push and maintain that Baron buff in maybe top or bot, depending on where they choose to go about it, but
Sadly, Akshan got caught, died in the fight, not having Baron, but he can still get that pry on the side lane, making it harder for the lackluster wave clear comp of Peg.
definitely. I mean, this TF is just seemingly very far behind the moment. This Rek'Sai going a little bit deep, trying to catch up to Rakan, just get chanked down to 50% himself. Let's see if Peg wants to try and do something here before CBS decides to do a full reset. Probably sitting on a decent amount of gold at this point with the recent teamfight and Baron and pushing mid.
Yeah, most people resetting for pots probably, and some items if they can. Trying to get waves matching mid and bot lane.
I would like to see Peg just try and do something here. I mean, it does feel like this TF is trying to look for the picks and be in a position to do something, but Peg maybe just not entirely being there at the same time, maybe not being on the same page about when to do stuff.
Yeah, I think they should try to group with the Vayne, getting TF maybe on a side pushing, so...
Oh. A little engage here on the Rakan, and he puts out her ulti. Tippers sadly going down. Oh, Sevarus just barely. Get a knock up on the Annie by the Cho'Gath. Looks like we're gonna have a little fight around Drake. Both just currently fighting for position and vision. Just back and forth right now, waiting to see who can get the skill shots. We do see a stun here on the Cho'Gath, gets locked down. TF being called down real low. All the meanwhile, we see Rek'Sai in his GA. Lipsy manages to take him out, and he's going real low. It's real low. Okay, and Vayne gets taken out. I didn't even follow that or spot that. It's not looking good for Peck now with the Vayne dead. Looks like the ring condition is out the window.
Lipsy hitting a huge charm on the Vayne in that fight, making sure she could get locked down and secure the kill.
Certainly the story of this game with the many charms that he has hit on key targets this game. They are looking to do a little push topside. Should be able to get at least the inhib here with 4 people's dead. Only TF can really defend, and arguably he just does not have the damage from his Q to really deal with the wave at this point with his current build. Has really just been struggling for gold. It's like unable to get any strong items at this point.
Yeah.
And they are able to get the Drake as well. It seems I don't think TF can get down in time to contest.
Yeah. Even with the TF passive, the Ahri just has so many kills, so she's so far ahead in gold by just having that.
Yeah, indeed. The bounties that have been handed back and forth between the Vayne and Ahri truly has put both really far ahead in gold.
That's the good thing about TF. You don't really need to be even in CS to be ahead in CS gold to be, if you can call it that, with TF passive giving extra gold on minion kills.
We do CBS playing rather slowly here, trying to get a little push in the bot side. Maybe looking to regroup around the mid tier with no real objectives besides simply being able to push down the lanes. Do have the super minions in the top side. And we do see Peg trying to clear some vision. Potentially looking for a pick here. Does get a stun card, just barely touching out on the Ahri charm. Poking down Lipsy Cat a little bit.
Yeah. CBS getting prio.
Hey, Vayne going rather deep here. Going low already. We do see the Rek'Sai get taken out immediately, and he's super low. They are looking to make the all-in play. Vayne gets taken out by Lipsy yet again. And it is not looking good now with the TF and Mordecai is the only people left here. Lipsy Cat going, wow, flash charm onto the TF, taking him out. I mean, what a performance by Lipsy at this point.
Yeah, indeed.
And they are looking to just push down mid lane at this point. Mordecai is not really able to do anything as CBS established themselves 1-0 in this best of 3 against Peg. Mordecai is doing a valiant last effort, but CBS are the victors for game 1. Wow, what a game! You can
Indeed.
barely keep up.
Fights left and right. Bounties flying to every member.
What are your thoughts on the draft from both teams here? I mean, it did seem like CBS, having covered their relatively early weak jungler, with the Cho'Gath, it's an interesting pick, but it does seem to work well for them, putting him on a strong, beefy tank with some CC that can sort of facilitate his team, while we saw Peck on the more just trying to enable their ADC Moonshade. What would you like to see going into game 2 in terms of draft? Is there anything that you'd like to see in particular?
I feel like I think Peg just need to find a comp where they probably can get Moon Shade ahead again and protect him a bit more from all the incoming damage from CBS. Yeah, I think CBS did good, getting prio in most lanes, having all lanes playing well, I would say. Bot maybe having a bit hard time.
Certainly.
But bot lane was always a messy fight, scrappy fights. So I do understand that maybe it didn't go as planned with all those scrappy fights.
Yep. I am curious to see what both choose to go with for the next draft of game 2. So for this first game here, I think it's kind of hard to try and say who did the better job for this game. Lipsy certainly doing a lot of work for CBS with the many charms he was managing to hit, and Vayne also doing some heavy lifting. What's your thoughts on game 1 MVP?
I think Lipsy definitely getting. I think he should get the MVP, getting the most damage here in the game, and getting CBS to win, managing to hit that wonderful charm on Moonshade in the second last fight.
Definitely true. I think I would be inclined to agree. Lipsy definitely doing a lot of work. Definitely honorable mention to Moonshade for doing a lot of work on Peg's behalf in this first game, making it a very competitive game and close one to the very end. Long 42-minute game. It's definitely a banger. All right. And I think we're going to have a short 3-minute break as we prepare for game 2 of Peg versus CBS. All right, welcome back to Game 2 of CBS versus PEG. Definitely a banger. I'm hoping that we get to see equal, or like, how do we say it, a second banger. Do we have any predictions for draft here? What do you think, Sweet?
I think drafts would probably be roughly the same, but a bit changes. I would hope for PEG, trying to make sure that Moonshade can play a bit stronger and more safely.
Looks like this time around we do see Moonshade on the Twitch. Definitely an ADC that can struggle a bit more with the mobility part, but if popping up at the right times, can look to do a lot of damage from afar. Looking at CBS's team though, a lot of CC, a lot of long range potential to catch out people here.
Yeah, you got the Twitch Lulu bot lane, the classic that can definitely be a strong front to back menace if you can protect it. But it's gonna be hard with it's gonna be hard with the insane amount of CC and lockdown on CBS side with Camille, Nautilus, and surely a Seraphine ulti going through everyone.
We do see Lipsy yet again on the Seraphine. Definitely a comfort pick for him, known for two champions in particular, Dad and Veigar. I'm being told that he does play other champions, but we will see. Game 1 is certainly a good performance from him on a different champ than those two.
Maybe he doesn't want to reveal his true ace cards that he has in the back. Trying to hold the safe picks for now.
We do see the double TP on CBS's side from Seraphine and Camille, but the Vladimir from PEG is choosing to go for the Ghost, looking for that personal carry performance in teamfights rather than doing any sort of side laning. A little early Grom Q, doing some poke on the Lulu. I am curious to see how this bot lane plays out, as that was the weak side of CBS last game. Maybe hoping to have a little bit of a redemption game.
I believe early the Ash Brom should have the upper hand from the Lulu until Lulu gets those few levels in, being able to polymorph.
Familiar with some early trading on the Poppy. But you do see both junglers starting top side, looking to be heading bot.
Yeah, the mirror matchup clear from the junglers. I am not familiar with the clear of Nautilus, but it seems like he's holding the same tempo as the Maokai.
Yup. Does seem so. And the CBS bot lane does seem to have prio.
And
a little trading going on, nothing too fancy. Looks like we're gonna have a slow start to this game. Nothing too much going on.
yeah, I feel like that mostly PEG will want to play safely until the Maokai can come and gank and get those advantages up.
We do see a bit of a CS lead in the top lane already, but there's a huge wave crashing in top lane. Ash, the PHG bot lane, trying to do a little early fighting here. Lulu dropping really low with the Ignite and the Exhaust. Ash trying to run her down, and we get first blood on the Ash. Now Twitch, can he do anything to return the... No, he cannot, sadly. CBS just get the early first blood. Doing a little bit of a redemption game from the previous game. And
I feel a bit greedy from the side of PEG trying to get that kill on a strong defensive bot lane of CBS.
You see Maokai maybe trying to come down, do a little bit of a salvage, trying to shove in the lane for a reset. Both junglers hanging around. Maokai potentially running into the Nautilus down here on bot side. Looks like both are just gonna be trying to reset and go clear their jungle in the top side.
Maokai manages to get the prio for the bot side scuttle grab. Even if the first blood came from the side of CBS.
You see Peg trying to shove in, but they might just be punished here. Twitch trying to do some fancy movements to not be caught, but instead CBS is just opting to go in on the Lulu, taking her out. I mean, she is certainly dead here, but can they find the Twitch? Or will... Oh, he's hiding in the alcove. Will they spot him? Maokai trying to come down to bait him out, but... Oh, we get a flash hook on the Twitch here. Great hook by the Nautilus, and I think they might just be able to take out the Twitch here. One more auto will do it, and he goes down. Oof. That's a very well ganked here by the Nautilus, doing some early big hooks, flashing forward to punish the enemy Twitch here.
Yeah, another greedy play from Peg, trying to... Yeah.
Yet again, we see a little fight here. Nautilus potentially being caught out a little bit. Maokai sitting and waiting for him in the bush. Vladimir catching him out here, and it does take him out with the ulti. It's a decent counter gank, catching him out. A little bit out of position, potentially. Or just lack of vision. A little bit of skirmishing up on top side, nothing too much.
Yeah.
Just back and forth. Maokai trying to steal the Raptors out here, but Braum might just be able to deny him. Maokai decides to smite it, but can Lipsy do anything? He's completely out of mana. Maokai flashing out the wall. Flash ignite, but the Braum takes him out. Well played. A little greedy here by the Maokai. Lipsy trying to follow up on this gank here on the Vladimir, but has no mana to really achieve anything here.
Yeah. A lot of punishes back and forth. Both team punishing and being a bit greedy. Peg mostly being greedy, trying to first get the bot lane push, where Maokai goes for the scuttle crab, maybe some miscommunication. And then you have in the jungle afterwards a great punish from Peg, but goes into a bit of a greed for a raptor.
Yeah, definitely not worth. But a little concerning here, bot side, as we do see an early 3-0 on the Ashe. I mean, if Moonshade is to carry this game for Peg, it's an unfortunate start. That being said, maybe they can look for a little pick on the Ashe for the Twitch and get him back into this game.
Yeah, I would believe that you would want to get Moonshade in the back into the game. I don't think with all the CC, this Vladimir is gonna be allowed to go forward and harass everyone with his short range.
Yet again, just a little back and forth poking, nothing too fancy. We do yet again see both junglers having cleared topside, heading down towards bot side. Maokai being a little bit of a head here. It might be an opening for him to come down, as he decides to go do Grump.
Yeah, Dragon is up, and I would believe both teams would want to have prio and try to get this first Drake that can... Seems to looks really strong for at least the side of Peg, with the bonus healing and shielding for the Vladimir and Lulu at least.
True. Very true. Both top laners still have to TP if they were to try and TP down to quarter mid, although it's not yet been upgraded to... I don't even know what the name of the upgraded TP is, but for them to TP further to wards and such.
Unleash teleport.
There you go. Superior mid laner. Coming in with the clutch knowledge.
Never the mid laner who never goes ignite. Always unleashed.
We do see both junglers bringing it down towards the Drake here. Maokai trying to contest the scuttle, but can't really do too much here, as CBS just has full prio, as Peg bot lane are just trying to farm it out a bit. I'm curious to see if they choose to fight this. Oh, this Lulu could be called out here. You see the Ash ulti instead hitting the Twitch here, clicking onto the Lulu, and she will go down here. Ash getting another kill while the Twitch is being left undeterred. 60% HP. We do see Liv's Captain being called out here with the Maokai ulti. Vladimir also collapsing with the ulti. Does he go down? Just chunked down to 20% HP. And forced to recall potentially with no TP. That being said, it does still look like CBS has prior for the Drake and is currently on it.
Yeah. Peg sitting a scary position with Camille slowly and steady being closer to this Divine Sunder and going to dominate the lane when she gets it. Peg really needs to start getting some lane.
Ooh, that hit! Wow, what a hook by Insanity. Big hook on the Lulu, catching her out. Like exhausted on the Twitch, but is unable to catch him as well, sadly. That was, I don't know how that hit. That was bended like Beckham, if anything. Very well played.
Yeah. Illegal Nautilus hooks once again.
We do see the CBS just pushing out bot lane here, trying to deny this Twitch even further. Ash picking up 5-0 now. I mean, this is looking kind of rough here. Like, top lane also falling behind in CS. Bot lane struggling a bit, not being denied. Potentially even more CS. And I am curious to see how Peg will try and come back in this game, as Vladimir may take a little too long to scale to be relevant. But let's see what they have in store for us.
Yeah, you have... I feel like Peg needs to try to get this Vlad out of the shove lane of Seraphine, so they can try to get Prio and help this struggling bot lane of theirs.
Indeed. He does have the Night Harvest at this point, so is actually relatively strong, but obviously prefers to have that around 3-item power spike that Vladimir's are known to really thrive with. Nothing much going on here. It does look like the next objective should be Herald here, but CBS is the ones with the tempo here and the advantage and aren't really looking to set up for anything right now. It looks like they're just sitting around bot side here, just trying to really further their leads.
I wouldn't be surprised if Peg maybe could try to get this jungler topside and maybe with the Vlad get tempo and sneak a Rift Herald while CBS is down in the bot lane.
Yet again, just some trading both in bot and mid. Vladdy being chunked down to around 40% HP, but of course he's just trying to farm it out. Sadly, the little teasing by Nautilus not working out.
Yeah, see, Peg have to play super safe here with the Ash Arrow available.
Oh, we do see Vladimir trying to run down, but CBS just having established too much vision for that to really pay off. Do clear a little control ward, but now hasn't really backed and it hasn't pushed mid. If he does choose to reset at this point, you do think that he may be a little late for the mid prior, or if the wave that Lipstick will be able to shove in here. Does go back to mid lane. Oh. We do see Poppy flashing the Nautilus hook up top side. Getting out of danger.
We're having now Peg with jungler topside maybe can try to do something with this Herald being up. Or will Peg answer?
Hook onto the Poppy. A little late here with the W. Can he knock them both away? He can. Gets away safely. Wow, well played by the Poppy. They're just barely managing to get them both away. And we do see Maokai ulti pop seemingly defensively to try and get out of trouble here, as the entire CBS are roaming up to try and contest this Herald. This is good for the bot lane of Peg, at least short term here, as they get a little bit of CS, a little bit of denying enemy bot lane CS as they crash the wave in. But CBS are picking up this Herald, and it's going to be interesting to see where they choose to pop it with plates being down at this point.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised.
You see a little bit of more fighting onto this Twitch here. He's going to be locked up. Yep. It's going to be stunned. We see the Braum ulti and Ashe just completely destroying his Twitch. Can't really do too much here. I mean...
CBS bot lane just dominating with their advantage they have. Peg trying to do something, but getting locked up by Ashar and Braum stun.
We see even Herald being popped top here. I mean, this puppy is in trouble, as they can't just look to take out this turret here. She does not have ulti anymore. You'd think that this might just be a secure kill for the Camille here. Yep, she takes him out. Did go a little bit low there, but we do see the Vladimir flying. We see a TP down from Lipsy Cats, I think. Yep. Can Vladimir take out the Ashe here? Just barely. Lips on 1 HP. Oh no, that's so unfortunate. We do see the Seraphine ulti. Nothing too much happening here. I think they can... Nope. Okay. Getting CC'd. Lulu taken out by the Camille. I see TP down as well. Vladimir in trouble. Maokai in trouble. This looks pretty dire for Peg.
Fantastic ulti from Lipsy, hitting both the Vladimir that's stunned and the Lulu behind, with then a TP from Camille to finish both of them off as they try to run away.
This Twitch is being caught out of position here by the Nautilus, who is on an adventure. Does flash forward and the auto and E to finish off the Twitch. I mean, this is just a slaughter at this point. I mean, CBS, everything they do is just working out for them, and bot lane really just having a big redemption game, really punishing bot side. And I hope we can see Peg make a comeback here, but it is looking pretty rough right now.
Yeah.
When you have a game like this, what do you think, Sweet, is the way to go about it? I mean, there's the LPL style of just, you know, if you're behind, you just keep making plays to try and get back into the game. Like, what does Peg have to do at this point?
I feel like Peg needs to try to find an angle where they can do the coin flip, where they try to force an objective or sneak it. Otherwise, it's just try to catch one of the CBS members off guard and try to get some gold back into some members.
You see the Seraphine ulti going a little bit wide there, but do seem like CBS are managing to get here eventually, at least, both bot and mid turret, both dropping really low here.
Yeah, I mean, look at... No, I think it was a while ago, but the Camille opting for the Triforce instead of the Divine.
Yep. Yeah, I'm not too sure what Camille players do nowadays, but both items certainly stronger than Camille. Triforce being really popular right now, though.
Yeah, Triforce being a strong item, but personally I would like to see the Divine since they're so ahead and been so ahead for a while, trying to dominate that side lane with the Divine just nullifying the Poppy, being able to do anything.
Certainly. We do see a bit of a reset here for CBS coming back onto the map. Twitch trying to shove out bot side. That's where we do see Camille still having that pro up solid 40 CS and just having a good time. Although Maokai might be here to make it. Oh, he does stop the dash from the Camille. We do see Maokai ulti and the Camille ulti trying to escape, but Vladimir doing a full combo. Camille just barely 1 HP. Vladimir finishes him off. And Braum seems to be in trouble here. I can't really see him get away from this. Potentially, Lipsy Cat can be here to save him. Maokai W on top of him. Vladimir have a little pause back here. No. Decides to W out of the Nautilus ulti, but gets hooked back in. Maokai might be in trouble here as well, but Twitch can be able to save the day potentially. Moonshade looking to do some damage, but he's doing no damage though. Oh, this is a struggle. This Nautilus taking no damage, and the Ashe is here to help CBS finish off the Peg bot lane, as this just kind of feels like the nail in the coffin.
Yeah,
Four members of Peg getting taken out, and CBS just being in the driving seat again.
Yeah, the rat is just too far behind right now, not being able to damage the tanky members of CBS. I would have loved to see the Radiant build from the Maokai instead of rushing the Demonic, since their strong suit, from what I thought, would be to try to enable Moonshade to be able to stand in those fights.
True. We do see a little bit of a attempt of an engage from the Poppy. Ooh, the Vladimir going deep here with the ulti on top of the Ashe. They are dropping pretty low here, but the Vladimir is just going really low and just get taken out by the Braum. See the Kimo with the ulti on top of the Twitch here, does do big damage, but top laner goes out. And now Maokai left with basically no teammates. He does die from the Ashe. And now it's just the bot lane being left with nothing to do. Twitch gets taken out by the Ashe, and my god, Ashe with 9 kills and pushing in mid lane now. Only Lulu left to defend, and okay, this looks to be a little FF here as we get the troll flash and TP. Well played by CBS.
Yeah, definitely super well played from CBS, getting a dominant win in Game 2.
Yeah, just felt like it. After the early bot lane fights where the CBS bot lane got ahead, it felt like Peg were just struggling to really find opportunities as they got Drake control and general prior bot side. It didn't feel like they had many things that they could really do. What are your thoughts on MVP for Game 2 here? I mean, I feel like this one could be a little harder, but
I think it's a bit harder because both the bot lane of CBS and the jungler played really well.
indeed.
So I would love to give it to one of those 3 members. Who do you think would deserve it the most?
It's a tough one, right? We don't really know like what the comps are like and who's making the decisions. I mean, the bot lane definitely had a redemption game from Game 1, and the Nautilus hitting some good hooks that I did not expect at all. Just really curving around the walls and making some good decisions of when to engage. But I mean, I would probably give it to the ADC for this game, considering what happened in Game 1, like really coming back and doing a good job of dominating the bot lane and not really getting caught out ever, like with no deaths or anything. So for me, for this game, personally, I would give it to the Ashe, but definitely honorable mention to the Nautilus for really enabling the team and getting them ahead and being there at the right time.
Yeah, I think the Ashe is deserving of the MVP. Maybe the Braum or the Nautilus could have gotten it with the strong side of helping the Ashe. But yeah, the Ashe well-deserved MVP of Game 1.
Definitely. Unfortunately, since this is a cast of an already played game, we won't have like any interviews with the players. But nonetheless, we are thankful for the 2 games we got to watch. Very enjoyable games to spectate. And it's my first cast, so personally it was a bit of a struggle because there was so much going on. Like the Mordekaiser picking game run threw me off a bit in terms of trying to commentate on what's going on. But nonetheless, it was very entertaining and well played to both teams.
Indeed, it was really fun to commentate and watch, and I hope we get to see more of these games in playoffs now.
Definitely. Do you have any predictions for the upcoming games that we will have? Speaking now that we are on opposite teams in our next game, do you have any predictions for SPD versus Boris?
I as a Boris member, I'm a bit biased and would want to say that we're gonna win. For the other side of the bracket with MFF and placeholder, I think MFF is feel like a stronger team if they're on the right day, but that side can turn out either way.
Definitely. All right. Well, that's it for us today. At least I'm Tucky, and this is Sweet here along with me. I am calling it a day. Thanks for watching, everyone, and thanks for CBS and Peg for putting on a show. It was a pleasant experience to cast these two games, and hope to potentially do more in the future. So thanks everyone for watching, and thanks Rabbit for helping out on the production side. That's it for today. So everyone have a good day.